Nebulae are clouds of gas and dust in space. Originally, nebula was a name for anything in space. For example, the Andromeda Galaxy was called the Andromeda Nebula. Nebulae make stars and some make planets. Nebulae are inside constellations like Cygnus, Dorado, Carina, Serpens, Monoceros, and Sagittarius. Sometimes two nebulae are in the same constellation. Nebulae shine because the stars inside shine. Some nebulae form from supernovas. Nebulae turn into protoplanetary disks to make stars. There are a lot of different types of planetary nebulas, such as butterfly nebulae, cat's eye nebulae, and a lot of others. Nebulae are located in interstellar space. Planetary nebulae are hard to see from Earth without a telescope. The first real nebula was discovered by Abd al-Rahman al-Sufi in 964 AD. In 1610, Nicolas Claude Fabry discovered the Orion Nebula. It was also observed by Johann Baptist Cysat and Christian Huygens later in the 1600s. Since then, the number of nebulae being discovered has increased more and more. In 1715, Edmund Halley made a list of 6 nebulae, and in 1746, Jean Philippe de Jesus made a list of 20. In 1751, Nicolas Louis de Lacaille catalogued 42, and in 1753, Charles Messier catalogued 103 nebulae that are now called Messier objects. William Herschel and his sister Caroline Herschel made a catalog of 1,000 new nebulae and clusters of stars. In about 1922, after the Great Debate, it was clear to everyone that some thought to be nebulae were just distant galaxies. The most nebulas are 97% hydrogen, 3% helium, and trace amounts of other elements. Many nebulae form from the gravitational collapse of gas in the interstellar medium, or ISM. The coldest nebula known was just 1 degree above zero. Butterfly nebulae are formed by the white dwarf at their center. It pulls material off a red giant or supergiant companion star, making a swirling disk. When the red giant blows off its outer layers, it makes 2 jets streaming out of the sides and creates a butterfly nebula. Every nebula has a white dwarf in the middle. White dwarfs are so dense that if you were standing on one, you would weigh about 600 tons. Nebulae are located all over the universe. I chose the topic nebula for a lot of reasons. First, I liked it because the books have a lot of information on nebulae. The second reason is because I like how they make stars. The third reason is because I like their color. The final reason why I like nebulas is because I like how there are so many types of them. The color of nebulas reminds me of the upside-down rainbow I saw at a park. It was a park in Mill Valley. I was there with my friend Alexandra. The butterfly nebulae are sometimes blue, green, and purple. The rainbow was yellow, green, and blue like a butterfly nebula. The dustiness of nebulas reminds me of sandstorms like the one I saw on TV. I was in my parents' room with my brother at the time. The sandstorm looked almost exactly alike to most nebulas I hear about. Because sandstorms are big clouds of dust, my parents were watching too. The shape of nebulas reminds me of smoke, like the smoke in a big wildfire a few months ago. It was in Arnold. I saw the fire. My cousins were with me. The smoke did not have any boundaries. Nebulas look like smoke. The types of nebulas reminds me of the type of lots of animals because there are so many. I was at the zoo once and I saw lots of animals. I was with my mom, dad, and brother. Some nebulas look like animals. The fountain at Gate reminds me of a nebula. The first reason is that it looks like a nebula spouting new stars because it pours out drop at a time. Nebulas make stars one at a time. Another reason that the fountain looks like a nebula is that it looks like a protostar. It is big and round just like a protostar. Another reason is that it has two disk shapes just like a companion star in a nebula. Palm trees remind me of nebulas because of 4 reasons. The first reason is that they are brown like some nebulas. The second reason is that they are green like some butterfly nebulas. The third reason is that they are yellow like the middle of the red rectangle. The final reason is that they have arms like some nebulas. I learned a lot of things about nebulas. The first thing I learned is that nebulas turn into protoplanetary disks to make stars. The second thing I learned is that Abd al-Rahman al-Sufi discovered the first real nebula in 964 AD. The third thing I learned is that any diffuse object in space was called a nebula. In conclusion, nebulas look like smoke, sandstorms, rainbows, and animals.